Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Hello and welcome. Hopping on now here on Facebook with a new wave, which is the 2-day masterclass. And I'm so excited. This is the first masterclass of 2022. And all up, it's my 6th masterclass since last year. So as you're hopping on, say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm so excited to have you here. I'm so excited to dive in. Today is going to be next level. We're talking all things setting intention for the year, achieving goals with ease and flow, having fun with it, getting to live your best life. Starting now, starting today. So I'm so excited for you to be joining me. I'm just going to make sure that I pull up the comments. Hello, William. So glad to have you here. Hello, Mahina from France. Excited to have you here. And I'm going to pull up the comments to make sure that I see all of your interactions as I'm going through, because sometimes they don't pop up. But we are here. Let me know that you can see and hear me fine, and pop in and share where you're tuning in from. I know that we have people from all over the world who registered for this, all the way from New Zealand, the US, France we have here, Germany, Australia, the Philippines, all over. So I'm super, super excited. All right, we are rocking, we are rolling. Great, can see and hear me. Fantastic. So, even if you are catching the replay, I invite you to share where you are tuning in from as well. William is tuning in from Pennsylvania. Amazing. I've only been to the train station there, but it was very lovely. I love reading through all of your comments, so pop in. I want today to be interactive. So this is designed to be an interactive session, whereas I am sharing today for you to drop in your insights, your comments, your questions, interact with one another. We are co-creating today. The beauty of being on these lives is getting to be part of the energy, not just getting to experience it, but actually contributing to the energy today. So at the end of this masterclass series, I'm so excited that I'll be gifting everyone who sticks around with me. You'll be the first to get your hands on my 2022 Mindfulness Workbook. So this is full of questions that I use for myself every single day for breakthroughs and success, and the same that I work with my private clients through. So I'm so excited for you to be the first to receive this just by being here today. Mahina loves it. I love the hearts that I'm seeing. And at the end of today and tomorrow, I'll be sending out and sharing a very special invitation for you to join me if you want to dive deeper in this work that we'll be working through together today, that you will get to be part of it for the long term. So today we're talking about short, sharp, clear, rapid shifts of transformation that could happen as soon as this live ends, or even as we're going through. So I highly recommend that if you don't have yet a notebook to take notes on, to write on, as any downloads or pieces of information that really stand out to you, to write them down. And you can always go back to this recording as well so you can dive deeper. I want you to be fully present, remove any distractions, and let's dive in. So type into the chat, ready, if you are ready to dive in, if you're ready to rock and roll. And we are going to dive in. And as you are sharing your readiness, I want to hear as well. Yep, Mahina, love your energy. Ready? Woo! Guys, I just recovered from Corona. So you are getting the freshest energy that I have since recovering. No joke. I've been on one client call so far. I attended a coaching session. I did my first kind of like call catch up today, and this is my first live. So, woo, let's do this. Thank you, Mahina. Looking amazing. And I want to hear from you. whether you're tuning in live or in the replay, I will be reading your comments. I want to hear, what is one word that best describes your 2022 so far? If you could pick one word. Thank you, William. So glad that I'm okay as well. Thank you so much. So grateful. The healing was swift. I was out for about 10 days to give the full healing through, but I'm very, very grateful to be here with you all so much. So thank you, William. I'd love to hear it. One word to best describe your 2022 so far, whether it's been challenging. So Mahina says, figure out balance. So balance is the word. I love that. I hear you. That's one of mine as well. Really make sure that we are getting into some nice balance coming into the year, starting the year strong. So today, a new wave. This is the first time that I'm doing a 2-day masterclass, which I'm so excited about. There's just so much content that I wanted to share with you that I decided to split this up into 2 days so that we can really sink our teeth into what I'll be sharing. We can really dive deep. And I want for at the end of each day, so after today, for you to already apply some of the teachings that I'll be sharing. So today is going to be very practical. I'm going to be sharing over the course of the next 2 days, 6 pillars, key pillars to setting intention, setting goal, achieving goals with ease and flow in a way that is enjoyable. And then I'm going to be sharing with you practical steps with each pillar that you can start and already apply today. I love that. William says energy shifting. Fantastic start to the year, William. Excellent. Hello, Ramona. Welcome. So happy to see you here. Thank you for joining us. Incredible. Guys, I'm loving this energy. Keep it up. We're doing this together. I've just recovered from COVID, and so we are bringing it all in. So, a new wave. A wave is, as we know it, it's a renewable type of energy. We see waves in the ocean. We can capture that energy. There's the wave. There's all different types of waves. And the wave that I intended for today is the type of wave that is attached to a form of frequency. So we're talking about waves, energy, we're talking about frequency, energy. And this is because everything around us is energy. And as we set the intention for 2022, I ask you, what is the energy that you are bringing? So personally, as you know, as I've shared, I started this year with COVID. So my start of the year was slower than I had intended. But the momentum was not lost. And there are ways that you can still be on the highs and lows, but you can still keep momentum. New adventures, Mahina says. Ramona, new wave, new energy, new year, new goals. Beautiful. I love that. Yes, exactly. A new wave. And the key here is that you get to choose. The year is not going to dictate for you. You are going to dictate the type of year that you have. What is the intention that you are holding, that you have for the year? Hello, Inez. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Mahina says slower doesn't mean a loss of momentum. Exactly. So I'll be sharing these pillars, and I want you to keep in mind, to know that your success exists. However you started this year, whether you felt that it wasn't the way that you had desired it to. So for me, I had COVID. That was not how I had planned for the year to begin. I had all of these plans. I had a whole 30-day going live every single day for 30 days. Didn't happen. Those plans were knocked over, but nevertheless, know that your success exists. This is a reality that is for you, because if you can imagine the success that you desire to achieve, then it is possible for you to achieve. It's all redirection, like Mahina says. It's still progress, and sometimes it's even more powerful to go slow sometimes, because this is where we build momentum. We get to adapt. We get creative. What comes to the surface is perhaps even more authentic. we're not really using too much of the logical of this is the step-by-step A, B, C, D, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But when life kind of brings a curveball, we start to get creative and think, okay, when is the best time to do this now? What is the best thing to do now? So I want you to take a moment, and so I'm just going to read Mahina, setting intention. Yes, we sometimes think we have to do this, and the universe shows us the path of least resistance or another path. I love this. Yes. So whatever goal you have, this is what we're going to work through today, is whatever vision it is that you have, know that God, the universe, conspires everything to your benefit, and that it will choose the road of least resistance to get you there. And many times it's not the road that we plan ourselves, because in God's divine intelligence, the universe knows what is actually best for us. And sometimes we get in the way of ourselves and in the way of our breakthrough. So not that it doesn't exist, just that maybe the pace might be a little bit slower. So today what I'll be sharing is how we can actually fast track. So William is enjoying every day. Beautiful. So team, I want for you to imagine right now, close your eyes if you like, if you need to, write it down in your journal if you want to, but I want you to imagine right now, just take a moment to drop in. So this is going to be a little interactive. Take a second to drop in and imagine that you are living your best life right now. That might look like the life that you're currently living, or it might be a vision that you have that is your ideal dream life. Take a moment, just imagine that you are living that best life right now. Everything feels great, everything feels easy. The goals you desire to achieve, the success you want to achieve, you are living it right now. How does it feel? As you're dropping in, tuning in, switched on, how does that feel for you right now? And knowing that you are living your best life, you have all the resources you desire. You have the dream house, you have the dream partner, you have unlimited resources. Knowing this, what are you doing right now? Knowing that you have everything that you desire. What decisions are you making? Are they different from the decisions that you'd be making if you didn't feel like you were achieving those goals just yet? Hello, Andy. Welcome. So nice of you to drop in. Hello. What does it feel like knowing that you bring life to what you desire? On demand. So effortlessly. What does that feel like? Now take a deep breath. And I'd love for you to just write it down or share into the chat the feelings that came up for you. What were those feelings, those emotions? I'd love for you to share that into the chat with us so that we can play with this. Let's play with this right now. Mahina, real, what we imagine is real. We can collapse space and time to make it happen. Mahina does this with visualization all the time. Yes, visualization is so powerful, and there are lots of visualizations that we can play with. Andy feels relief. Mahina feels free, loved, and loving. Imagine. So just like Mahina said, tapping into our imagination allows our goals to come to fruition consistently. So these are very powerful visualizations that we can use to get to the goal that we desire. But what I want to share with you right now is tapping into that feeling. Tap into that feeling. And that is the first pillar that I want to share with you today. William feels peaceful. Amazing. And whether you have these things or not, whether you are living that reality right now or not, you have actually just tapped into those emotions of that reality. Can you see how even if we don't have that physical thing just yet, we get to tap into the emotion of having that thing already? So this is key. This is what we can call feeling the feels. So when we talk about our goals in life, the dream life that we desire, it's so key to feel into it first. Like Abraham Hicks says, we feel it now, then let it happen. Thank you, Mahina. So people call this believing before seeing. This is where faith comes in. And this is the key to effortlessly achieving the goals that we desire by feeling that emotion before that thing has arrived. And the reason for this, there are many dimensions and many ways that we can unpack this, but one of it is the fact that sometimes if we desire something and we don't feel that feeling of having it yet, once we've received it, we might not feel fully fulfilled. We might feel like we want more and more and more and more. And this is our nature, because as beings, as humans, and as creator beings, our desire is to live a life of expansion. We are always expanding. So once we've achieved a goal, and this is the beauty of it, we want to achieve the next one and the next one. We want to know what's next. If you're in business, maybe it's to $10,000 months. Once you've hit it, maybe you want 15, you want 20. Or if you are at a job, perhaps you're wanting the promotion and the next promotion and the next promotion. If you are someone who has worked through emotional healing, you're ready for a relationship. You're ready for the next step, the next level. Maybe then you're ready for marriage, for a family, for kids. We are living a life of infinite expansion. The universe expands. We're reflecting that in our lives. We want to expand as well. So feeling the feels. The next pillar, so this is the first pillar, this is the second pillar that we skipped to. The first is getting in tune, so to get clear and confident with the goals that you have, is to have the vision beyond the vision. So write that down if you need to. Vision beyond the vision. Whatever goal it is that you have, you will achieve it. That is in this space-time reality that is for you. If you imagined it, like we talked about, it is possible for you to achieve it. Now, sometimes when we have a goal here, it seems very difficult to achieve, whether it is a weight goal, for example. If we want to drop 5 pounds, it might be a little bit difficult to achieve, or 1 pound, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be weight, it can be something else, right? And it might seem very difficult to get to that goal where we feel it's going slowly, it's feeling stuck. But once we tap into the vision beyond this vision, then we just zoom past the first vision very quickly, because our vision is much bigger. So what I want to invite you into doing is to tap into your creativity. This is where imagination can come in very powerfully. If you have a goal, whatever it is, if you're a business owner and you're going for your first 5K month, maybe you want to, what is the vision behind it? Maybe it's not even the money. Maybe it's to give back and to make impact. So then, of course, the money will come through, because you are tapping into a bigger vision. And the action steps that happen are not limited to this first vision. They're actually much greater, much bigger, much more elevated to get to the vision beyond the vision. So Mahina says to build momentum, getting little waves ready so they gather together and create a bigger wave, and that's what takes us to achieve our bigger vision. Yes. And this is another point to follow on what Mahina has said, is that if you feel like you have missed your time, you have not. Just like a wave continues to come, the waves will continue to come, and you will always have that opportunity. There is always going to be a wave. It's not like the surfers who go out into the ocean and once they've missed their wave, they don't think that that's the last wave for them. No, there's going to be another wave and another wave, more opportunities. And so you get to capture the vision and you get to ride it. Yes, William, very cool. How cool is that? You get to capture the vision and you get to ride it. And so if you sort of miss the opportunity, again, it's always in divine timing. You've never missed an opportunity. You can't get it wrong. But say you feel like you have, there will always be the next one. So vision behind the vision. Achieving the vision will become effortless when you are going after the vision behind it, because it's much bigger. It's meaningful. This is what I talk about with my clients, is when they share with me the goal that they have, I ask them, I challenge them lovingly, what is the meaning behind it? What would it feel like to achieve it? What is the bigger meaning and vision behind that goal that you have? Many times it's a struggle to get the first one, the first piece. But once we expand our vision and we add a deeper sense of meaning, we zoom past. So feel free to drop in some of your goals in here so that we can play with them if you feel happy to. Vision beyond the vision. So Inez says, I feel a little bit confused on how I'm going to do what I want to do. So Mahina says, forget the how, focus on the vision and on the feeling. It'll all happen naturally. Yes, so true. So it's not about the how. All we need to do is take care of, all right, we can tap into what is, so I have this goal. It's not about how we get there, but it's about who we show up to become. So vision behind the vision. Second thing is feeling the feels. So once you have that vision behind the vision locked in place, your next job is to then start to feel that feeling of having achieved it. The how will reveal itself then. We don't need to be too concerned about the how in this moment. So here, Andy says, grow my coaching business, right? So Andy, growing your coaching business, great vision. What is the vision behind it? There must be a vision behind it. And then once you have that vision behind it, how does it feel to know that you've grown your coaching business? And I also want for you to define, what does growing the coaching business mean? Does it mean that it's a monetary goal? Or do you want to have a larger team behind you? Do you want to create a certain movement? What is it? What does growing the coaching business mean? So when we have these goals in mind, or a vision in mind, let's start to get a bit specific about it. Not too much in the thick of the details, but let's define it a little bit. So Mahina, also working with a coach really helps. I love working with Kristine for that very reason. Thank you, Mahina. I love working with you as well. It's such a pleasure and such a treasure. William says, living in my heart instead of my mind. Beautiful. Now, William, let's take that as the next step. Feeling the feels. What does living in your heart instead of your mind feel like? What does that feel like? What emotions come up for you when you know that you are living in your heart instead of your mind? Right? Perhaps it's freedom, liberation. Beautiful. Definitely achievable and probably what matters most in life. Beautiful vision. Andy, love this. I'm so glad. The vision behind is to give my kids a beautiful life. Fantastic. Incredible. So that is the vision behind the vision. How meaningful is that? Growing a coaching business, fantastic. The vision behind it, even bigger. Let's expand our vision this year, 2022. So, vision behind the vision. Write that down. If anything is coming up for you, write it down. Share it with us so we can play around with it. Start to feel the feels. So William says the feeling that he'd get is loving life. So this might be bliss, an infinite bliss that you get to tap into. You're so welcome, Andy. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. Mahina, happiness, living with purpose. Enjoy the experience of living, right? So we're here. Many times we can get our heads so stuck in these goals and achievements, and if we don't achieve it at a certain timeline that we set for ourselves, we get frustrated. But lest we forget that this is a life that is meant to be an experience of joy and bliss. And yes, there are moments where we experience pain as well, but it's understanding that we get to experience both, the duality of it. So even if we might feel pain, doesn't mean that we don't get to experience joy and pleasure at the same time. We get to hold it all. It doesn't cancel it out. So the fact that we experience joy doesn't mean that it totally eliminates pain, but this is the human experience. Now, what I believe that we're here to do is, and what I do, and what I help support my clients through, is being able to hold all these emotions so it doesn't throw them out of whatever goal they're going for. William, I'm learning. I'm so glad. Yes. So we're here to understand what it means to hold all of these emotions. We are emotional beings. This is a gift because when we get, let's say, a trigger come up for us, rather than thinking, oh gosh, this trigger has come up, I'm going to feel this way or that, but it's actually stepping into that and saying, there's something that my body and my emotion is telling me about this. There's something that is being brought to my awareness so that I can address it, whether on my own or through the support of a coach or some professional. Because when an emotion or a trigger makes itself visible or is brought to our awareness, it means that it is ready to be addressed. It's ready to be cleared. This is what I work through with my clients, is how do we clear this emotion through our system so that we can move forward in life, so that we can start to grow and expand. Otherwise, we will stay in the same place. Life will bring the same patterns our way until we learn the lesson, and then we can move forward. So Mahina says it's necessary to appreciate polarity. Super, super important. Again, Abraham Hicks says contrasts are there to help us expand. I'm so glad that you love the way I put it. Yes. Yes, yes, so excited for the Wise Women program. I'll be sharing that after today for all of you. Now the third step, team. Vision behind the vision. Feeling the feels. Feel that emotion of achieving that goal. And I tell you that the goal will you will zoom through the first vision that you've locked into place, get to the second vision, and move much quicker. This is where we collapse time and space. This is the key. And this is the key to sustainable goal setting and intention setting, is when we tap into the larger goal behind it. There's this deeper meaning that where we become unshakable. And let me tell you that when a man or a woman makes a decision, they are unstoppable. Once they have really made a decision, so for William, it's to live more in his heart than his mind, to live a life that he loves. For Andy, it's to have a growing and thriving coaching business so that she can give her children the life that they get to explore and experience and love. So once we tap into this, now the action step attached. So life, just because we've mentioned these goals, we have the vision, we've felt it, now what next? The next thing that we want to do is to tap into stepping into that person, step into her, step into him, and to show up daily. And this is where the how, that we don't really need to concern ourselves with, but this is where it comes into play, where no one is going to come into your life to give you the goals that you desire without doing everything. That would be super awesome. But life and God do require for us to take action, inspired action. And this is what life is about. It gets to be fun. This is all part of our evolution and expansion and our learning. It's not about being perfect, but I invite you to step into that person, that higher potential, as if you've already achieved it. Now, I'll share with you one of the keys that allowed for me from a business perspective, and for many ways in my health, but in my business, what allowed me to surpass my income goals month to month was that I started to step into my higher self. What does that mean? It means that I didn't anymore make decisions from a place of scarcity or fear, where I wouldn't invest in that coach or I wouldn't invest in that thing because I was worried that I wouldn't make my money back. I stepped into the reality of being the person of, I run a thriving business, I make multiple 5 figures a month, and what does the Kristine who has achieved this do? The Kristine who achieves this invests in that coach, invests in that platform, and as I made these decisions, of course, having wisdom behind it, not just throwing my money everywhere, but I started to show up as that person, where if I didn't feel like doing a certain post online, for example, I didn't see it in the perspective of me not feeling like it, but I thought, what is the message that I know that people need to hear? I stepped into that reality of the woman who is the successful business owner, who has a message to share to people. And I say this to you as well because you have those that exist and are available to you as well. So how can you show up for yourself? So maybe if you want to live a life where you're living and loving life on a daily basis, what does that require of you? What are you inspired to do? Are you inspired to go for a walk? Are you inspired to move your body more? Are you inspired to do more meditation, to actually commit to doing an activity like that? What is the action required? Right? So with your vision behind the vision and having felt the feels, you can now with more ease step into that future being because you've dug deep into the meaning of why you have that vision. You've now felt what it feels like to achieve that. So now step into that person who has already achieved it all. Because the reality exists for you today. It's just about taking the steps necessary to align with that reality. Now, the reason why many people don't achieve the goals that they desire is because, one, they haven't even made the decision. They have the idea in their mind, but they haven't made the decision to actually go after it. That's number one. Number two is that people have perhaps made the decision, but they don't hold their vision long enough for it to come to fruition. So that is the second thing. So first thing is, if you have a goal, whether it's to lose weight, whether it's to meet your dream partner, whether it's to have that ideal job or growth in your business, have you made the decision and commitment to do that? Number one. And many times, like Mahina says, they don't know what they want. And that's completely fine. There are many ways that you can tap into your inner being and reveal what it is that you truly want. There's so much noise in the world. I work with a client who's extremely burnt out that it's difficult to even think. But there are ways that we can start to clear this emotion and clear the clutter to have clarity and confidence around what it is that you desire to achieve. And then you can make the decision. And the second thing is, once you've made the decision, are you holding your vision long enough? So this is why it's so important to lock into place what we mentioned, the vision behind the vision, which digs very, very deep so that you become unshakable about it. And the second thing is feeling the feels, feeling that success already that you can tap into at any time, which we did together. So it's hard to know our vision and goals. It's hard to know our vision and goals, and that almost a life mission sometimes, yes. But once we find it, it's so natural. So this is my purpose, is to help others become awakened to who they are and to remember who they are, and then to take the action necessary to live out the life that they desire. Not to live on autopilot, but to be reconnected to their most authentic self and their highest mission and purpose, because we are all here for one, whatever it is. There is no mission too small, too large. Thank you, Andy. Live your vision beyond the vision. Live it now. Live it now. And so as we start to get clear on our goals and desires, start to show up daily. Feel the feels and show up daily. And so I want to ask you, are you available for the things in your life? Are you available for the things in your life to be the same? Are you available to live a life of comfort and mediocrity? Or knowing that something much greater and much larger, much better is available for you right now? Are you ready to make that decision for yourself? Consistency is key. And consistency comes with clarity of vision. Once we have that clarity of vision, we get to be and do and have everything that we desire. But we must first decide. Once we decide, we commit. We show up daily. whatever it is, business, money, life, relationships, love, they get to be easy. And then it gets to be so simple. Once we tap into feeling the feels, tap into the joy. William is ready to change. He is ready. He's made the decision right now, and we are witnesses of it. Made the decision right now. Create the space for your success. What do you need to do for that? How can you start to create the space for your success? Are you filling up your calendar with things that are not so necessary or helpful? Do you have a lot of free time where you can actually tap into your inner self, whether it's going for a walk or spending 5 minutes of your day meditating? Inspired action will come next naturally. Deep down, we want to live a life that is our most expansive life ever. And today, you can claim that energy, that the energy that creates worlds flows through you. Let me say that again. Claim today that the energy that creates worlds flows through you. Thank you, William. I'm so glad that you're finding this inspirational. Everything that is within me is within you. You are a powerful creator. You get to choose every single day. Get into this space of feeling good. Get into that space of feeling good. Connect with your vision daily. This is what I want to share with you, is whatever in these last 40 minutes, if you had a vision that dropped in for you, connect with it daily. What does that mean for you? Does it mean to have it posted up somewhere that you get to see it every day in order to connect with your vision? Take inspired action. How? By showing up daily. Write it down. Keep it where you can see it. Feel into it. You get to choose today. Do you choose to go back to living life as usual? Business as usual? Or do you desire to fast track in a way that you still get to enjoy every moment, but you get to live a life where on demand, you get to feel that bliss. You get to feel that fulfillment. Immerse yourself in that feeling, and the rest will follow. Because we are here to live a life that is enjoyable and fun and full. Let us not forget that. Goals are exciting, and that is what allows us to continue to expand as beings. What is the next thing for us? Imagination is what allows our goals to come into fruition and consistency. So, children do this very well. Sometimes we as adults need to be reminded to tap into our imagination. Whatever it is that you need to do, get into nature, write it down, journal. So the last thing that I want to leave with you before we lovingly wrap up for today, we're going to be meeting tomorrow, an hour after we met today. If you knew that the goals that you desired had already arrived or are coming, if you knew that they were coming, if you knew that it was on its way to you, how would you feel? And how would that change the way that you live your life? I know that we had relief. Andy said relief. She'd feel relief. Beautiful word. How would your confidence and certainty shift, knowing that what you desired was on its way? Just a matter of time, just on its way. So our job, what we do in the gap, in the space of time, is what we need to take care of. Who are we in that space before that is actually showed up in our reality? It's already there. It's already coming. What things would you start if you knew that your goals and desires were already on its way? What impact would you be making if you already knew that everything was taken care of and it's already just on its way? What decisions would you make if you knew that what you desired was already on its way? That's all we have to do. That's all we have to do. That's what we need to take care of. That is our job. To have that vision beyond the vision. To know that it is already coming. To be more present, Andy says, everything will flow. It actually is coming. As soon as you've made the decision, it's a shift in perspective. That's what it is. How are you showing up in the world every day? So know that you are a woman or man who is on the rise. Doesn't matter where you are in life, doesn't matter your age, you are on the rise. Are you ready to claim that today? Are you ready to claim that you are a man or woman who is on the rise? And that everything that you desire is currently on its way. No one is coming to do the work for me or deliver my dream life to me. So it's about making that decision to claim it. We have to claim it. We actually have to claim it. All the goals that you desire are available to you. What are you doing in that space as you hold that vision? So, that is what I wanted to share with you today for day 1. Tomorrow we step into even more pillars. We're going to be talking more about how we get to experience more joy and accelerate our healing, our goals, how we get to attract on a daily basis, how we get to step into the quantum space reality. And so I invite you today, as we wrap up lovingly before we meet again tomorrow, to just absorb everything that's been shared, reflect on everything. The last thing that I want for you to do is to just tune in and to step away and think, oh, that was really great. I felt really good. I felt really free. I felt really uplifted. I want you to reflect on this, and I want you to hold that frequency. I want you to hold those elevated emotions until we meet tomorrow. Can you do that, team? Can you do that? Can you hold on to that feeling? Can you start to visualize your success? Can you step into that person? Can you do that until we meet again tomorrow? And tomorrow, I want you to report back to me. I want you to share, when we start the session tomorrow, I want you to share what are the things that have shifted in your reality. What are some miracles that have taken place? I want you to share that with me. I want you to start to tune in to what is happening around you, what is happening within you. And it's going to be super fun, super exciting. This is only the beginning. So tomorrow we're going to meet, not the same time, but an hour after. We're going to come in with day 2. I want you to take all of these learnings to be turned on and tapped in, as Esther Hicks says. And know that you are living your best life ever. So I will meet with you tomorrow, and come tomorrow I will share more details of some of the very exciting invitations that I have for you to join me inside some of my programs, and to share with everyone who joins me and has joined me today. You'll be getting my little gift, which is a mindfulness workbook, where all of the learnings that we've worked on today and beyond, you'll get to do on a daily basis in your own time, and you'll be fully equipped with all the steps that you need to set you up for this year. Bring clarity to your goals. This is what it's going to do. I know there were some people who joined today that were a little bit unsure about the goals that they had, and this exact workbook is what's going to help you. And I'll be sending those out tomorrow. So send me a message to make sure I know who has been here, but if you've tuned in and you haven't commented, make sure to leave a comment or send me a DM so that you get that little workbook from me as well. So, sending you so much love. Have fun with this. Have fun. Go back and re-listen to the recording if you need to go back to the exercises for today. If you jumped on about halfway through, I highly recommend that you tune into the beginning of the session so that you don't miss any of the activities. And thank you so much for joining me. I'm so, so honored. Thank you, William. Have a blessed day as well. Thank you, Andy. Thank you for your love. Mahina, see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Have fun. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your energy, time, and attention. You've been so phenomenal, and I can't wait to spend time with you tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow, an hour after we met today. I will have the recording available for you all. Sending so much love, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.